Sad day. It's a sad day, and not only Maharashtra or India, the world would be mourning. He was a leader. He redefined everything from creating shareholder value to giving it back to the society, from keeping the business or the Tata Group relevant, taking the brand higher, and above all, the big heart attitude, which ensured that whatever Tatas were earning, that was distributed back in form of charity. Baba Kalyani now joins us, Chairman and Managing Director of Bharat Forge. Mr. Kalyani, good morning. Thank you for joining us. It's a sad day, sir. And we are remembering Ratan Tata's legacy. How would you like to remember Mr. Tata's legacy?
I think Ratan Tata's legacy will be remembered by all Indians because a couple of things that he did which took the Indian business in a different direction. First of all, he was a industrialist, businessman, philanthropist, and the head of the Tata Group, one of the biggest conglomerates in India. But he was also a people's man when it came to business. Always ready to give advice, always ready to talk to people. And the way he created the brand India globally and encouraged people like us, smaller businesses, also to go global was something quite amazing. His biggest quality has been putting people first. And you saw that during the 26/11 crisis in the Taj, how he handled the crisis as the head of the group and how he put people first and the families first. I think it is just enormous. I've rarely seen such a example of what he was able to do or show in the entire world. So we respect him for that. Personally, I've known him for many, many years. I've been going to the Bombay House for more than 50 years now. Of course, Mr. Tata wasn't in Bombay House for 50 years. He was there from 1990 onwards. But I've known him personally. He was always ready to meet me privately, give for advice. Whenever I had a problem, I used to go to him to take advice, and he was quite willing to spend time. I'm a busy man like that, was ready to spend time with somebody like me and give advice in terms of what questions I asked. Many times he disagreed with what I was trying to do, but that's how life was, and that is how Ratan was. I personally will definitely miss him, but I know the nation will miss him a lot more. He's also a great philanthropist. He's done so many things for the people of India, hospitals, charities, all kinds of things. And he has done it all quietly without talking about it, which is one of his greatest qualities.
Absolutely. And Mr. Kalyani would love to know, any anecdote that you could share with him when you last met him.
Well, there are many anecdotes, not when I last met him, but I'll tell you one simple anecdote. When we went in 2006 to Washington, I was with him on the flight from London to Washington, and we were sitting together, and we landed in Washington, and you have to go through the normal immigration and custom check. So at immigration, he pushed me ahead, and he said, "You go first." And then he came, and he was held back at immigration, and they took him to another room for 1 hour. And I was trying to tell the immigration officer who Mr. Ratan Tata is, how, what is his business stature, etc. But you know how the immigration guys in the US are. But that did not rattle him at all. He took it as something that happens in normal course of doing things. That was his greatness. Anybody else would have got upset, annoyed, shouted. But that was Ratan Tata for you. That was 2006.
Intriguing story. So, what were his reactions? Why is it that he was held back for an hour for interrogation?
I mean, there must be something on his passport, something on his, or maybe just random. They in those days they did a lot of random checks, so could be anything.
Mr. Kalyani, which is
Yeah.
one Tata Group philosophy which the Bharat Forge Group, in a sense, has imbibed, replicated, or has simply adopted?
To be global was one of the things. Of course, I want to say that we started the journey almost at the same time. But, that was Ratan Tata's advice to most business people. He believed that Indian industry can go global, Indian industry can aim big, Indian industry can produce good products. He believed in it. And he really encouraged people. I mean, when we started our business, our biggest customer was Tata Motors, then known as Telco. They were about 40% of our sales. And that's how I was in Bombay House for 50 years. Every year, meeting, either Mr. Suman Mulgaonkar, Mr. Talolikar, once in a while, Mr. J.R.D. Tata. But, the Tata House always encouraged people, encouraged business, and gave good advice.
Mr. Kalyani, appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us.
There comes a time when your heart calls for you to arise. Plant your feet solid into the ground. Decide your own limits. And then break right through them. Become something more. It's my time to rise.